I'm Smita Sharma. You're watching India Today, where we continue to track Sasikala's journey all the way from Poet's Garden to prison. She is on her way to Bengaluru at the moment, and this is the comprehensive coverage of the political developments in Tamil Nadu that is continuing here on India Today. But let's break in fact, some news that's coming in at this point in time. Now, highly placed sources who are looking closely at the unfolding political situation in Tamil Nadu have indicated to India Today that the composite floor test option has now been pushed to the back burner by Governor Vidyasagar Rao. The most likely possibility is that Governor Rao will invite Sasikala's nominee E. Palanisamy to take oath and then prove his majority on the floor of the House. The reason for the delay, though, seems to be that the AIADMK has so far submitted a resolution declaring that Palanisamy was being made the new leader of the legislature party. But this resolution apparently does not have the signatures of all the MLAs. The governor has asked for the signatures of all the MLAs who are supporting Palanisamy as the CM candidate. Joining us now is Rahul Kaval, our managing editor, on the phone line. Rahul, so does this look like that it's going to be Palanisamy perhaps and O. Paneerselvam not standing so much of a strong chance at the moment?
This is big breaking news, breaking first on India Today, well before any of the Tamil channels or any of the other channels have any idea of what's happening. India Today has been able to access the inside track on the deepest thinking currently on what happens next in Tamil Nadu. And what we've been able to establish is this, that the legal advice that Governor Vidyasagar Rao is being given suggests that there is no real possibility now of ordering a composite floor test, that would not be bona fide by the Constitution. The most likely scenario, and I'm not saying 100%, but the most likely scenario with whatever certainty is possible at this stage is that the new leader of the AIADMK legislative party, E. Palanisamy, will be called in to become the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. What needs to happen before that, though, is that he needs to submit the signatures of 118 plus AIADMK MLAs. As of now, when Palanisamy met the governor yesterday, he gave a resolution which had AIADMK statement saying that we have appointed Palanisamy the new leader of the legislative party. Now, the legal advice seems to be, and the governor's view seems to be, that just that resolution by itself is not enough. What is required instead are signatures showing that Palanisamy has the support of 118 plus MLAs.
Right.
So what has been indicated to the government, what has been indicated to the new leader of the AIADMK is that he must come back with these signatures in the proper format, following which the governor will first swear him in as the new Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, then ask him to prove his majority on the floor of the House. The whole concept and the notion of a composite floor test, which was being looked at earlier, is now virtually out of the question. Now, there's two bases for that. One, there's no real legal grounds for a composite floor test since Paneerselvam has resigned. So he's no longer in the fray. That resignation has been accepted. So how can he suddenly come back into the fray after he's resigned? And that resignation has been accepted. Secondly, there is no deluge of MLAs from the Sasikala camp to the Paneerselvam camp. That hasn't happened. Paneerselvam may have hoped that it will happen. People on the outside may have been wondering if it will happen. But Sasikala is still firmly in charge. Now, our understanding is that this is because of her hold over the organization of the party. The general sense seems to be that in the several months leading up to Jayalalitha's unfortunate demise, she was still in charge. She was giving tickets. She was in charge of financing the candidates. So these MLAs owe personal allegiance to Sasikala, and therefore they're sticking with her. She may be in jail later in Karnataka, but she's likely to run the party from there. That's what the sense seems to be, and Paneerselvam simply doesn't have the numbers on his side at this time. Therefore, 118 MLA signatures plus is what they're waiting for. Depending on when Palanisamy is able to come back with those signatures, Palanisamy is most likely to be called in to be the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and this story breaking first and exclusive on India Today.
Okay, Rahul, do stay on with us. Rahul Kaval breaking that news first, exclusive on India Today, that the Governor Vidyasagar Rao likely to ask Palani Swamy to come in and, of course, show in that letter the signature of 118 plus MLAs and ask him to stake claim to form government. That looks like the most likely scenario. We'll in fact go over live to Chennai, where my colleague Padmaja Joshi will take forward this broadcast. Rahul Kaval continues to be with us. But Padmaja, clearly, as Rahul is pointing out, some signatures still not there even for Palaniswamy. So that remains perhaps a possible headache even for the man who could be the next chief minister.
That's right. It's very interesting, this huge news coming in from sources within the Raj Bhavan telling Rahul Kaval that a composite floor test for now has been ruled out. But Rahul, I also want to ask you, because there were two parts to the AG's advice. Attorney General's advice, what he had told the governor. One was that there should be a composite test, and the second within a window of 1 week. Do we know yet from your sources by when is the governor going to ask for this floor test to happen?
Padmaja, a lot of the earlier advice is now infructuous and no longer holds. What I'm breaking right now is the latest advice that's been given to Governor Vidyasagar Rao, and a lot has changed over the past 24 hours. One, Sasikala and her camp still retain the majority support in the AIDMK despite her conviction. So the sense seems to be that there is really no option. You can't invite Paneerselvam for a composite floor test because he's first resigned. Secondly, his resignation has been accepted, and therefore you need to really buy it, because they've been in trouble earlier in Uttarakhand and in Arunachal both. So they want to tread carefully. If there had been a deluge, say 30-40 MLAs breaking away from the AIDMK, rushing into Paneerselvam's camp, then the advice would have been different. But given that she still has 118 plus MLAs, therefore there is no real possibility at this stage, according to the legal advice that's been given to the governor, that there be any kind of a composite floor test. It simply makes no sense. He's been told it makes no sense. What he's been told instead is that get the AIDMK to give you a list of signatures, 118 signatures. Yesterday, apparently, there was only a resolution. That resolution said Palaniswamy is the new leader of the AIDMK legislative party. That, Padmaja, is apparently not enough. There have to be signatures. If and when Palaniswamy is able to submit these signatures, the story India Today is breaking that the latest advice the governor has received is that Palaniswamy will have to be called in to become the next chief minister of Tamil Nadu. He will subsequently have to prove his majority on the floor of the House. Plan B, which was the Paneerselvam plan of trying to find a way of him becoming chief minister, in the short term at least, seems to have been put on the back burner.
All right, very interesting. Edapadi Palaniswamy is all set to be the next chief minister, but only after he's able to provide in black and white 118 signatures. That's the kind of number that this camp has claimed. The governor just needs a reassurance that they do have these numbers on their side, and after that he'll be given the opportunity to prove his majority on the floor of the House. My colleague Pramod Madhav is also joining us live, but before that, the final question to you, Rahul. In the event of a legal challenge, and we've been speaking to both the camps and both of them are quite clear that if they are not allowed to carry out a composite test, they are going to pose a legal challenge to this in the High Court, which will only further and deepen the legal crisis and the crisis of governance that right now this state is facing. What then?
Padmaja, let's assume Paneerselvam wants to go to court. He's free to do so. He's resigned as chief minister. His resignation has already been accepted. If the action had been the opposite, if Paneerselvam had somehow been called in to prove his majority, that could have been challenged and there would have been reason to do so. The Bommai judgment in the Supreme Court in previous instances is very clear. Whoever is the leader of the Legislative Assembly, whoever is the leader of the biggest party in the House, should be called in to prove his majority, not before the governor, but before the House, in the floor of the House. That's where it must be. So all that the governor is asking for is 118 signatures in writing. You claim that you have this support, then prove it in the House. Before that, I'll swear you in as chief minister. That's where the political movement in Tamil Nadu seems to be headed, and that's essentially what's going to happen. If Paneerselvam, for example, wishes to challenge this later, by all means, things of course could change, but this is just the latest step in a process. Will Palaniswamy be able to hold the party together? Will the Manarbudi clan control the party? Because now you've got the nephews, now you've got people from the Sasikala family who are virtually deputy in the party. All those are questions for later. The biggest question at this time is, what happens next? Who's the new chief minister? What will the governor do? And the information that we've been able to access answers that question to a great extent.
Well, if E. Palanisamy has any difficulty in holding the party together, that is why TTV Dinakaran has been installed just on the day that Sasikala had to go off to jail. For now, Rahul Kamal, thank you very much for joining us, and the fears that Rahul just spoke about. The infamous Manargudi mafia that was spoken about earlier only in hushed whispers. It came out in the open when there was a public and a bitter falling out between Sasikala and Jayalalitha. These two, who used to be separable, then could not stand each other, and behind it all was this aforementioned Manargudi mafia, which basically were the close relatives and the extended family of VK Sasikala. And slowly but steadily, it seems that this family, the Manargudi clan, has managed to make a comeback into the very house and the party from which they were unceremoniously thrown out. First, we saw TTV Dinakaran being appointed to the party, as a party office bearer today, the Deputy General Secretary, and then we had Sasikala's so-called estranged husband, Natarajan, who actually landed up in the Bengaluru prison to visit her. For more on that, we've got my colleague Nolan, who's outside, in fact, the jail where Sasikala is going to be housed. Interesting, they're supposed to be estranged, so much so, Nolan, that Sasikala Natarajan even changed her name to VK Sasikala, her maiden name, but here he is by his wife's side.
Absolutely. In fact, he followed Thambi Durai. Thambi Durai actually was the first to arrive, and then thereafter Natarajan, that is her husband. But let me just show you exactly what's happening over here. It is, as of now, a bit chaotic, but not like how it was in the past few years when the former and the late Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha had come over here for questioning, and also when she was jailed. Now, as of now, you can clearly see the police have actually set up these barricades. We are not allowed to actually enter that particular stretch of about 150 to 200 meters where everything will actually take place. You can see from the visuals right inside, that is where everything will go on. Now we are told that the special court judge is present over there. We are getting some movement. There is something happening over here. I'm actually going to show the visuals. Well, so while we actually explain about that, we are told that the special judge is inside. The registrar is also present over there. Thambi Durai, a senior AIADMK leader from Karnataka, along with her husband, they are all present inside. Now, we did manage to speak to her husband and the other AIADMK leaders. They said that they're only going to try and push forth a petition over there to seek relief, but none of them are convinced. They do not believe that actually get that through, especially after what happened this morning with the Supreme Court actually not accepting. But here, a senior police officer now coming over here, and some more officials are actually arriving. We have been seeing a large number of vehicles actually coming to the spot. The police do not want to take any chances. It looks like they have just arrived over here. Well, yes, they have arrived over here. These are the visuals. Well, the police are actually pushing everyone back. It looks like they have just arrived. Well, this is the chaos.
Sasikala's cavalcade has in fact reached Bengaluru. Nolan, if you can still hear me, I understand a fair bit of chaos. I can totally imagine what it must be like over there with that entire cavalcade coming in and an absolute melee, in fact, from the people who have assembled there, the media as well. But if you can just take us through what is happening right now and what is the procedure that she will have to follow in the next few minutes. She really cut it close just a little after 5 and she was supposed to surrender at 5. Over to you, Nolan.
Well, in fact, you just saw her arrive. Throughout the evening, a large number of police vehicles coming over here. So one assumed that they were police vehicles, but only when we saw Tamil Nadu police personnel over there that we understood that yes, they have arrived. A2 and A3, accused 2 and accused 3, that is Sasikala and Ilavarasi, have finally arrived over here. Just that moment when they arrived, most of the cameras or the media personnel tried to actually get more visuals, and that is when the police actually shoved or pushed everyone aside in order to allow Sasikala and Ilavarasi to actually proceed. They are inside over now. We are told that they will not delay, the authorities over here will not want to cause any more delays. They will go about with their work as fast as possible. The procedures will be followed. The standard operating procedures will be followed over here. She will be read out the written order, the order that she is convicted in this particular DA case, and that she'll be sentenced to 4 years, and then for 6 years thereafter she will not be able to hold any office. Now we are told that after that, her lawyers will now place a petition before the special judge seeking 2 weeks relief. Now, if she gets relief, yes, she'll be heading back again. But if she does not get relief, they will immediately arrest her. Now, it's on one side. I just want to show you again. I'm actually going to ask my camera person to show us right down where all the action is taking place. The cars have actually head right towards the end of this road. This is the maximum we can actually pan and show you. Barricades are also placed over there. That is exactly on the right side is where the special court is. Now, once everything is over and she does not secure that 2 weeks relief, she will be taken into custody over there, taken into the jail, which is on the left, say just about a 10-meter walk from the spot. Thereafter, the normal procedure will be followed. She will actually have to give her valuables or whatever she has come with. She will be treated as a proper convict. Now, we did ask police sources as to whether she'll be given any sort of special treatment. We are told that no official as such intimation has come to them seeking any special cell as such. But unofficially, what we are told is that her AIADMK supporters and senior leaders from the AIADMK have requested the Karnataka government and the police authorities over here to make her stay as comfortable as possible. And if you might ask, what do you mean by comfortable? It's about having a separate cell. It's about having a table, a chair, and also having a television set with a fan. Now, these are the things where we are receiving. We are not too sure if she will be given the same cell that the former and the late Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Lalita had. There is talk that she might receive or get a cell close to that. But that is the situation. Let me once more show you exactly what's happening as of now. Chaos. They have entered over here. The police have actually allowed everyone to proceed forward. The policemen are everywhere. People are everywhere. There are some supporters, if I'm right in the middle over there of AIADMK, who are not allowed to actually proceed inside. So few supporters have been stopped right at this particular spot. So it's all about waiting for maybe maximum half an hour to know what really will happen. Will she secure her 2-week relief or will she not?
Is that while Jayalalitha earlier stayed at cell number 7401, that's what the newspapers here in Chennai have reported, Sasikala will be allotted cell number 7402. Remember, this is not the first time, Nolan, and in fact, if you just go back in time and recall that, this is not the first time she's gone to jail. She almost made a virtue out of it when she was earlier weeping and talking to her party cadre and said, this is not going to be my first time in jail. I've gone there earlier with Amma as well, and this time also I'm going to weather this storm and come out. But just in terms of reception, just in terms of that, this time it is very different. Even today outside Poise Garden when she was leaving, there wasn't this horde of supporters that had greeted Jayalalitha when she had to demit office and go to jail earlier in this very case. But today for Sasikala, there was just a fraction of that. All right, Nolan, if I'm getting through to you, tell us more about the prison where she is going to be put up. You spoke of special facilities, and many are going to ask, when such strong observations have been made against this lady, when she has been found guilty of corruption, when the court has been very harsh in talking about how people in public life should not use their power to fool and defraud people, why these luxuries then? Why these concessions?
You know, Padmaja, it's a very, very valid point you have put over here, and this is what everyone asked. This question was brought up not now, but when Tamil Nadu, the former Tamil Nadu and late Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha was lodged over here. Many of them wanted to know, as a convict, why was she given any special treatment? You are a convict, you have done something wrong. You were a chief minister, yes, but once you're in jail, you are like any normal person. So why the special privileges? This is the question many are actually asking now. The person has been found guilty of amassing wealth disproportionate to her or his known source of income. You have done something wrong in public life. When you come to jail, you should not be given any extra privileges. Now, this is what the people are saying, because ultimately, for them over there, it is our tax money. No doubt many of them, most of the convicts work over there. But we do not know if these VIPs and VVIPs lodged inside over there actually do normal convicts work. They have carpentry, they have wood cutting, they have stone cutting. We're not too sure if these VVIPs or so-called VVIPs actually go about and do all that. That has actually aroused a lot of anger amongst the people over here. It's our money, it's our tax money. They should also be treated as normal convicts. But in this case, Padmaja, we are still not too sure, because officially they have not put in a request for any special privileges, but unofficially they've actually asked them to make sure that her stay is comfortable. Now again, we will try and speak to some of the officials over here to find out, but what you see from the visuals over here are AIADMK leaders who have actually followed Sasikala, that's the A2 and A3, right from Tamil Nadu. You can clearly see they are right over here. They are not being allowed permission to enter there. The police have been extremely strict, making sure that only her husband, her lawyers, the deputy speaker of the Lok Sabha and the government officials from Karnataka are allowed inside. They are being extremely strict, making sure that there is no chaos inside. Whatever chaos occurs is outside over here. I'm actually going to try and move right towards the barricade, since not many people are present over there. So all action is actually taking place right towards the end over there. I'm going to ask my camera person Samir to actually pan right through, basically to show what sort of action. It's absolutely calm and peaceful. We're told that the special judge is present. The proceedings have begun. Now it's all about waiting for the judge to actually read out the particular order, and also for Sasikala's lawyers to request the judge for 2 weeks time for her to surrender. But again, like we have been mentioning, we have spoken to our sources. It does not, we do not believe that she might actually get this. She will be taken into custody today, and her lawyers will be told to then thereafter once may approach the court and seek relief. Padmaja.
All right, so these are the live images that Nolan Pinto and Revati Rajivan are getting us from outside that court, that special court in Bengaluru. And how soon will it be? Will she be spending today night in prison? Nolan? Nolan, if I can get through to you, is she going to be spending tonight in prison, or is there going to be some interim jail, given that paperwork is still going on and it's well past 5, although of course in the past exceptions have been made where the court has stayed open till later to process the paperwork. Give us more details.
Padmaja, I've heard your question. Basically, this is it. If it was at the city civil court, it closes. There is a particular time where it actually closes. But in this particular case, since it's not at the city civil court, it's right over here at the Parapana Agrara Central Prison. Now, we must remember that the Bengaluru police actually requested the authorities, the court, the registrar of the city civil court, to have the proceedings right over here precisely because of security concerns. Now, there is no issue as far as timings are concerned. So all the paperwork, if she does not secure relief or gain relief, all the paperwork will be completed today itself or tonight itself. It's not much. It will be done extremely fast. And if she does not get relief, like I mentioned, she will be spending time. I just want to repeat that. She will be spending her night in jail. The paperwork will be done extremely fast. They've have a lot of VIPs in the past, VVIPs in the past, especially in these particular cases. Now, in J. Jayalalitha's case also, it took place somewhere in the evening. So she was not given any sort of relief when the judge, High Court judge stated that, I beg your pardon, the trial court judge stated that she is guilty. She was brought over here. The paperwork was done in a jiffy, and she had to actually spend her night in jail. Same case in Sasikala also, we are told that if relief is not secured, she will be spending her night over here. Her lawyers are extremely apprehensive. They did not want to speak on camera, but off the record they said that they will actually file a petition for 2 weeks relief. They will tell the judge that, see, she has come over here, she has surrendered, but she is not well. So please do give us 2 weeks time. They're also going to use the age point of view, saying that she's 61, she's a woman, she has other responsibilities. So it is really not right for her to be brought and asked to surrender in a day's time. However, again, off the record, they are very, very apprehensive that this will take place. So everything will be done tonight. Paperwork will be done very, very quickly. In fact, if I'm right, and my guess is right, they would have already started working on that, not waiting for the judge to actually come about and say that relief is not granted. And that is when later the actual work of the lawyers start, because that is when they will actually now have to file a petition once more seeking relief. In fact, I also have with me my colleague Revati over here. Revati, it was maddening. It was chaotic over here when everyone came.
Well, absolutely. But if you compare the number of people who were here in 2014 when Jayalalitha's conviction was happening, and if you compare now, difference in number of people. If you look around, most of them are locals who are present here when compared to people who are present here. So that comparison, that contrast is clearly seen in these two situations. And we have to wait and see now whether the Sasikala camp has been asking for a relief, saying that we will, on health grounds, saying that she will surrender later on. And secondly, we should also look at whether they are looking for a transfer to Tamil Nadu jail itself, because remember, it is very important for Sasikala to hold on that political hold that she has at the moment in Tamil Nadu. So being here, whether it's easy to control that, staying here in a Bengaluru jail, or whether it's easier staying in a Tamil Nadu jail. So they will definitely look at that option as well. But we need to see whether they are putting out that request as well, Nolan.
Revati, it's also important, Padmaja, I want to bring this point out. Revati has actually very nicely brought this out, that way back when the late Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha was over here, you should have actually seen the number of AIA-DMK supporters. We did not have space to stand over here because it was just them everywhere. There were cutouts, there were billboards, there were cars with their flags on it. That was the support that she had. That was the type of leader she was. But this time around, we don't see that many leaders here. I'm actually going to try and speak to some of them in a while. There are some of the leaders from the AIA-DMK right to the spot. I'm going to actually request them to come over here and speak to us about what are they expecting from this judgment. Do they believe that their leader Chinnamma will actually secure the 2-week relief? I'm actually going to request my colleague Revati to get them there, but some sort of movement again. The police are actually coming out over here. Now, what we're told is that there's a senior leader at this spot over here. So, are you sure that she might secure relief today? Are you apprehensive that she might get relief?
Please come to understand for your question, please.
இன்னைக்கு அவருக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு ரிலீஃப் கிடைக்கும் அப்புறம் வாங்கணும் அப்புறம் ஹெல்த் ரீசன்காக கேட்டிருக்காரு, அது கொடுக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்களா, எதிர்பார்க்குறீங்களா?
இல்லை, நாங்கள் இந்த வழக்கு என்பது இறுதியான தீர்ப்பல்ல. மாண்புமிகு அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தினுடைய பொதுச் செயலாளர் அவர்கள் உடல்நிலை சரியில்லை, எங்களுக்கு உரிய வசதிகள் வேண்டும், அவர்கள் ஜாமீன் வேண்டும் என்பதற்கான மனுக்களை எல்லாம் இன்று தாக்கல் செய்ய இருக்கின்றார்கள். கர்நாடகாவுடைய இந்த நீதிமன்றத்திலே உரிய நீதி கிடைக்கும் என்று நாங்கள் நம்புகின்றோம்.
Okay. He's saying that they're hoping that they will get justice here.
Okay, in fact, Nolan, Revati, just stay with me. We're going to stay with these exclusive visuals. Have to head into a very quick break at this point. But the first updates from Chennai, Bengaluru, everywhere where the action is. Breaking news about what the centre is thinking from Delhi as well. Right here on India Today. Back in 2 minutes.